Well, hello, everybody. And today we are going to be talking about single moms because this page is all about single mom. So let's talk about the assumptions that a lot of people have about single moms. So we are going to try to clear a couple of them, which there are many assumptions about single moms, but we're going to just tackle a few of the most important ones. And that's the reason why, in order to tackle those important ones, I invited Sophia London, who is a coach, and much more. And Sophia is going to be talking to us about this topic. And of course, I'm going to share my point of view because I do have a lot to say. So, Sophia London, can you tell us about who you are first? And then we're going to get into the nitty gritty of it, of about assumptions about single moms.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. I am excited to be here. My name is Sophia London. I am a community health worker and a life coach. And this topic is, for me, is a bombshell. I wish when I was a teenager, people would have talked about this more open. I came from a single mom. I have family members that were single mothers too. I know my daughter is a single mother. So I can tell you, I am excited that we can talk about this topic. Let's talk about all of the stuff that people talk behind doors. Let's talk about it in the open. I'm
Yes.
excited to be here.
Thank you so much. So, well, you said behind doors. So, where do we start? Because right now we have an open door policy right now. So, where do we begin?
Let's talk about friendship. I want to talk first about friendship where everything began. Okay, so I don't know how old you are. We young. Everybody find a boyfriend, a girlfriend. We all get married, or we just live with the man that we love, and we just in love, and then thing happen. What happened? Oops! Now I'm a single mother. I want to talk to the friends of the single mothers. I want to ask you if when I was married, you treat me with respect, you admire me, you see the work that I put into it, you see how hard I work to make sure my family, my husband, my kids, everybody's okay. Now that I don't have a husband, what changed? What changed? The only thing that changed, I just don't have a husband coming home in the afternoon. But
Mm,
my children, my house, my family, my work, my money, everything is the same and more. So why do you treat me different?
mm-hmm.
Why
Yes.
now I get the stigma of, oh, she's single. Oh, and that make me go right into, oh yeah, she's single. Let's don't invite her because she may flirt with our husband.
Ooh, bring it on. Tell it like it
She may,
is.
she may flirt with our husband. And I want to tell you something. I was married for more than 12 years, and my husband came to the United States. He came first, we was coming later, but nobody know the deal between me and my husband. He was going first, like a man, to make the future, and then send and get me and my kids. We have two children. Most of his friends, I'm not lying, most of his friends came and visit me, all males, to let me know now that my husband abandoned me and left me, they didn't have a problem being my daughter's step the father. And I look at them and I was wondering, when did my husband? But the assumption is when your husband leave, you are looking for something. Sandra,
Yes.
I
Yes.
wasn't looking for anything,
Mm-hmm.
but that was the assumption.
Yes.
And I want to talk about this because nothing changed when you become a single mother except the husband is not coming home. Why do you treat me differently? I
Yes.
have seen women in tears because their friend treat them like somebody different, like something is wrong with them. The
Yeah.
only thing that happened was my husband and I, my boyfriend and I, no longer together.
Yes.
And now it affects our friendship to the extent that you no longer my friend.
Yeah.
because
That
no, I
is.
am a threat to you and your household.
And that's the part that is totally disturbing to my mind, because my situation was the same and your situation was the same, but no, you feel I'm a threat. But let me inform you, women that are married, how can I be a threat to you if you are whatever doing what you're supposed to be doing at home? Okay, because I used to have the same experience. I will hang out with my son when I was a single mom, and we are happy and we are going, and I did not understand. The woman was talking and they're going on one side and talking, and I didn't know what they were talking about, but I'm so happy. I'm enjoying my son. We can go anywhere we want to together and all that. Then I find out through the conversation, oh, she want my man. I was not even thinking about trying to pick up their man or anything. I was just trying to socialize, to be able to have fun, to be able to take my son out. That's what I was doing. I wasn't even having that in my head. But later, it was so disturbing to me to find out that this is how they were thinking. So then we're trying to tell single moms at the same time, you need a community, you need a village, you need all that. But if we're going to have a community and a village where wives or people are going to believe that we're going to take the man, of course, a lot of us are going to try to stay away. And I say a lot of us, even though I'm married now, I say it because I was a single mom twice. Okay. So, so tell me more about that. What is it that you have observed in that area? How is it that you notice that this is what they do? And it's something that you heard, something that they tell you directly. What was the experience there?
And I want to bring this up. Thank you for bringing up that piece. I want to bring this up. If I am in a relationship where I am abused, I'm a yell at, I get beaten, I am just being abused. When that relationship is over, I am excited to don't get yelled, to don't get beat, to don't, I am excited to just enjoy my children and just figure out the future. If that is where I am when become a single mother, how my new status threaten you when I am so excited that I am not in the abusive relationship no more. And I'm thinking, you happy for me because now I don't get the beating no more.
Yes.
Now I don't get the yelling. My
Yeah.
children don't have to see us fighting. My children don't have to be abused. I mean, I am happy that I am single and now I become a threat. I
Mhm.
need your friendship.
Yeah.
I need you to tell me, good for you. He was not good for you anyway. I
Yeah.
need your friendship. But then you look at me, and instead of being happy for me, you look at me as a threat because now you're thinking, I am single, so no, I want your husband. I want your boyfriend. Why can't you think, oh no, she's happy that she's single. Oh, she's happy that she don't get in abused no more. The mentality is what I am talking about,
Mhm.
where most single mothers lose their best friends.
Mhm.
Life is hard enough losing that person, and now I lose my best friend. I lose my community. That I'm talking to every married couple outside there. Stop doing that. When you see somebody just got single for whatever reason,
Yes.
don't put more burden on them.
That's
They
right.
have enough trying to figure out life.
Yes.
Sometimes the man that just leave, or the woman, I'm not talking only about women.
Mhm.
Sometimes the partner that left don't want nothing to do with you nor the children. You
Mhm.
got to figure it out. There is so many things that happen when you get to be a single mom that you don't need the extra that the married people society put on top of you.
That's
And
right.
then that bring me to the piece where I want to talk about this. And I want to, before I jump to the other one, I want to go to the children for 1 second. And I want to let you know I came from a single home. And because I came from a single home, I know this for a fact. When my father left, My mom was with, and we was a lot of people, okay? We was not one and two kids. We was a lot of children. And we were so happy, happy, because we didn't have to be nervous when my father come home, because when my father come home, we was going to get beaten, spanking in America. We was going to, it didn't matter the reason. We was going to get spanking. When he left, oh, it's like if we won the lottery ticket, because now we didn't have to walk on tiptoes. But the children around us, when we went and play, when we went and visit, they would treat us bad. They would treat us different. They would treat us like it was something wrong with us. And we were happy. We were happy. But we only had a mother. But we were happy. But then you feel the treatment. They keep their toys away. When it's time to eat, they look at you like if you're always hungry. I mean, the treatment was terrible, and I couldn't understand because I was still a kid. But I remember the treatment, and I thought, Mama, we don't want to go back by that house no more. And Mama, we don't want to go back by that house no more. And by the time we start saying where we didn't want to go back, we didn't have where to go.
Yeah.
Because the treatment. Now, I want to talk to the married people. That will include me and everybody that is married and have a husband or a wife. When you talk about the single person, when you talk about that single mother with her children and the struggle, don't talk where your children can listen to you. Don't do that, because your children listen to what you said, and when that group of people come around, your children will treat them bad.
Yes.
Oh, don't touch my toys. Oh, they're always hungry.
Yep.
Those comments don't come from the children.
Yep.
They come from the adults.
That's right.
And I know that in your house, you can do whatever you want, but I am going to beg you, when you talk about the single mother and her family, try to do it in a way where your children don't hear you, because you're not there when your children is treating bad the other kids that come and visit. And let me remind you something. They are so happy because they are not home hearing the discussion, the beating, the insult, they are just happy and they just want to enjoy. So please, please, when you talk about that single mother and her family, try to do it in a way where your children don't hear it. Please.
Yep.
And don't treat them like they're something different. They're not different. They're just children.
That's right.
Sandra?
That's right. I agree. And one of the things that I wanted to clear up before I go into my next, the next part of it, which is this is going to be something that I'm going to be included in here, is that there is a difference between a woman and a girl. Lots of you, especially men, like to talk bad about single moms. But I don't think that you have the understanding of what's the difference between a girl and a woman. A woman is responsible and girls are irresponsible. And I want to clear that, because when you are talking bad about this single mom did this to me and that to me and that to me, you need to look at yourself and see what is it that you bring into the table, that you are picking up the same type of women that are irresponsible with you. Because in my experience, when I was dating, I actually got offered to marry several times. And I said no, because it's not just about the dating, it's about finding the right one that meets for me and connect for my kids. I can't just bring any man to my house and just because I'm a single mom. So girls have the tendency to bring any man to their house. A woman bring the right man at the right time after she have taken the time to get to know them, because she believed this man is going to respect me and my children. So now I'm going to allocate that time to be able to introduce him to my kids. But girls don't think about that. Girls are looking for a man to take care of them because they don't want to work. They don't want to do anything. They don't want to whatever. But a single mom that is a woman, she already have a job. She already have responsibility. She have to take care of her bills. She have to take care of her kids. She is creative in allocating her time because she needs to separate time for herself, for her kids, for everything that she is doing. So I want you to be clear that when you are filling your mouth with saying single moms are this and don't marry a single mom and don't do this with a single mom, all that assumption that you have, check yourself. Check you, because lots of you want to be able to find someone that is going to submit to you and be your slave. Single moms are not going to be your slave. Some of them that are girls are going to be your slave. But the ones them that are mom, their priority is to make sure that they raise amazing children. And they need an amazing man because they are trying to build themselves into be amazing. So you cannot just meet a trashy man or a trashy woman and think that you are going to build amazing children. So I can tell you, because although I was a single mom twice, I met an amazing man, okay, that is my husband now, because I became an amazing woman. I built myself, I create myself, I trusted God, I did all of those things working on me, not just expecting a savior to come. And when I'm talking about saviors, I'm not talking about Jesus Christ. I'm talking about you women looking for that man to be able to solve all your issues. That's what I'm talking about. So a lot of you people believe that this is a case for all single moms. This is not a case for all single moms. This is a case for the difference between women and girls. And I want you to understand that when you are dealing with, even if you're in church or at work or wherever you're dealing, look at it from this point. Are you working with a girl or are you working with a woman? Are you dealing with a girl or are you dealing with a woman? There's a big difference. And let me tell you that when you become a single mom, there is no time for foolishness. Okay?
Mm.
You have to become a woman because you're going to be building children. You are going to be training them to be their best. How can you don't have time to be a girl anymore. Okay? So I wanted to make sure that I make that clear because in the dating arena, they have these assumptions that, oh, single moms are sleeping around. Just like you said, single moms are going to take away my husband. You know, if you are a woman, why will you have girls around you? Okay? If you're a woman and you are responsible, believe me, you will not be just hanging out with girls. If anything, you are going to hang out with them to be able to teach them how to be better. But they are not going to be part of your community because you are hanging out with women. That's what I do. Girls, when I was a girl, I hung out with girls, with my girls my age. We wanted to party, we wanted to do this, we wanted to, we were just dating, we were just having fun. So you need to make sure you know the difference. And in some cases, a lot of these women that were married and they become single moms, no, you think that now they're going to take away your man? You know that because they were women, they become single moms and now they're girls? How foolish can that be? They have the same responsibility, even more responsibility now. And now you want to lower their category because you're like, oh, they are irresponsible. Irresponsible because they became a single mom? No, they're more responsible. Though because now they have to think for two, for their kids, for themselves, and for whatever space that was left because there's not a man in the position. So that's what I wanted to say. So
Well,
your turn.
I do want to say something about the girls. Let me talk about the girls for 1 second.
Go ahead.
I want to talk to every girl out there. I don't know at what age you stop being a girl and become a woman.
Mm-hmm.
I just know that when you have a child, you becoming a woman.
Mm-hmm.
It's a choice that you have to make.
Yep.
But every mistake that you made, everything that you do that is wrong, don't worry about it. Don't
Mm-hmm.
worry about it. Don't walk with that stigma on your back and make a bunch of mistakes. No,
Yep.
we learn as we go. Every day that you wake up, you have a chance to change. You are going to become this amazing woman. And you
Mm-hmm.
know why? Because in the future, you want your children to know. No, I was a girl,
Yes.
but because of you,
I became.
I became this amazing woman because
Mhm.
I know you was going to be an amazing kid.
That's right.
So being a girl is not a bad thing, ladies. Enjoy, but let me tell you something. Tomorrow, you and your children are going to ask you, Mom, why when you asked me, you didn't change?
Mm.
That is a hard question. So all I am going to say about this is this: whatever you do, you have to answer some questions tomorrow because
Yes.
the children will ask you
Mhm.
why. So be
That's
wise and enjoy your life.
that's right. I definitely um, agree with that one. And another thing that I, on my personal level, that I want to clear up about um, women, single moms cannot raise boys. I raised an amazing boy. Okay, very much an amazing boy, and he's not a boy anymore. He is a man. So there is a difference. Okay, just like there's girls and there's women, there are boys and there are men. And thank God I was able to raise a successful man. And that happens because I was able to put him in positions where there was other men as well. Okay, so I know that some people believe that a woman cannot raise a man, but also some moms believe that they cannot raise a man, some single mom. So I want you to be clear that it is possible, but just like we need a community for a girl, we need a community for a boy. And one thing that I did, I had my son in different coaching programs, any sports that I could. I put him in those sports because he wanted to be part of it as well. But I allow him to go into those sports, okay? Not because I couldn't do it, but because I knew that he needed to have something that I could not offer. He needed to have some kind of direction, how to treat women, how to respect yourself. But look at it from a point of view from a man. Because I, as a woman, I was able to raise him because I have the understanding he need this. If
Mhm.
you think that, oh, I can give him everything, yes, you can give him all the emotions and all of that stuff, but you need men around him. Okay, you need that. So I even had like there was some, actually this was married couple, and they had their kid that was one of my son's friends. And I would have my son hang out with them. I would have my son hang out with the coaches. I would put my son into sports team. Every time I had a chance, there was a gentleman that was not my boyfriend. And I saw something in them that I liked, I would like my son to have. I would make my son hang out with these people because it was building character for them. So you can't just sit around thinking you're going to build an amazing child and not allow them to see amazing people. So that's what I did. So it is possible for a single mom to raise amazing boys, amazing daughters, but you have to also count the cost. You have to understand what is it that I need, because in reality, we think that we have everything. We don't. Everybody. I don't care if you're a married man, married woman, a single mom. We all need people around us. We all need people around us. People that when we are feeling weak and drop, there's going to be someone to push you. I had that. I had that support. Okay. So I am telling you, you single mom that are listening, yes, you can raise a boy, and a very successful boy, but you have to be clear about how you're going to delegate those responsibilities, who you're going to call, who you're going to ask questions to, what can you do to help your son become a man. Okay, that's what, and those are the kind of things that I did, because I wanted. And one of the things that I'm really proud of myself for doing is that when my son grew up, and I told him, I always used to tell them, I don't have all the answers, but we can find out together. Okay? That is the thing. We think that we are going to be able to coach our children forever. If you have made it to a particular stage in your life and your kids them have a past certain stage, they need other people to coach them and show them experiences that you don't know about. So you need to be able to let them know, hey, you need to be open to asking other people questions, learning from others. We believe that we are it. Whatever I say goes. No, they can learn from other people too. And we have to be clear about that. They can learn from other people. This world that we are in is all about learning. They can learn from other people. Okay, you, Sophia.
I do want to go back to something that you said just now, and I always wonder why they do it, but I am just going to bring it up because maybe you have answers that I don't understand. I am a single mother. I have 1 kid, 2 kids, 3 kids, 4 kids. It doesn't matter how many kids I have. And this guy is interested in me. I believe that he's interested in me. I'm cute, I'm hot, I'm pretty. Why not? And then I bring him to my house. And then maybe 2, 3 months later, we break up. And then I find somebody else and he's interested in me because I'm up, I'm cute, I'm pretty. Yeah. So then when you bring them to your house, there's not a problem there. What is your children seeing? When you bring them, I always wonder, like, if you bring one to your house and then I kind of fall in love with him because I'm a kid, I'm looking for that father figure. I like him. And then in 3 months he's gone, and then you bring somebody else, and then I like him, and then what do that do to the children?
Yep.
So I want to go back to what you said just now, where you said you don't bring them to your house. Yes, you can. But if you love and you appreciate and you want to raise good children, and you are concerned about their brain, their psyche, what they're feeling, you don't bring these people to your house. You don't know if they really like you or like your children. You just don't bring them to your house.
Yeah.
And I want to warn you, sometimes they come to your house because they want your children. Nobody
That's
talk
right.
about that. Why nobody ever
Yep.
talk about these things?
Yep.
They come to your house and you have 4, 5 girls, daughters that are growing up, small, 8, 9, 10, 12, teenager. You don't know him.
That's right.
You need to protect your children. And I'm not knocking it that. I'm not even judging. All I'm saying is this. Think. Be wise. He may want your children. We look at the news all the time and we look at these things and we said, oh no, but he was so nice. He wanted, and then he molested the children. Be careful. Be wise. When you bring somebody to your house, be careful. And remember, your children are so vulnerable that they may fall in love with the guy and think that he will be a good father, and then just think on the children's heart and their mind, and just think about their mental health. I'm just putting a warning out there because this is something that everybody talk behind closed doors, but nobody say it out there. Be careful who you bring to your house. Women or men, be careful. First, back in the day, we used to protect the girls. Protect your boys.
That's right.
Protect them because only you can protect your children. And I want to go to the other one where, oh yeah, know that she's single. She want to steal my husband. Okay. If you okay with your husband, if you in love with your husband and for some reason he is madly in love with you, why will your husband be interested in me? Oh, because he's a man. That's not the answer. That is not the answer. Why will he be interested in you when he's madly in love with me? Do not put on the woman something that don't have nothing to do with her. Don't do that. You and your husband barely get along. I remember before we became children of a single mom, I remember the fights, the discussion, the beating. Oh my God, I remember everything because I am the oldest and I always wonder, why do we have to have a father? Okay? But they were married and everybody thought we was doing okay. Everybody thought, oh no, they're fine. They're married. They have the mom and the dad and the chick. No. So if that was true for me in my house with my family, it's true for everyone out there that is married and having issues in their marriage. So then don't throw that responsibility, don't throw that dirtiness,
Yep.
don't throw it on the single mother. Don't do that.
Yep.
Don't do that. Because a single mother is have enough drama that want your cheating husband
That's
or
right.
want your beating husband or
That's
want
right.
your no,
Right.
no. So don't
Right.
put the responsibility only on the woman. Oh yeah, she just want. Don't do that. That's not fair and that's not right. And at the same time, when you do that, you put a stigma on her, and she don't even know she have it.
Yeah.
She walk in the room excited to just have a good time because life is so hard. She maintaining the kids, she working 2 jobs, and today she just thinking, I am going to enjoy and be with my friends. And when she walked through the door, everybody start keep your
Yeah,
man, keep
but
your.
those women that are struggling with that, they know that their husband was a problem from the beginning.
But nobody say it.
Yeah, exactly. But because I remember, and this was at a church, okay? I remember I went to this church, and when I went there as a single mom, right? I'm looking all good. My son is looking all good. My kids are looking all good. I went there. I'm feeling so good. The message was so good. I come out. This man is looking at me. They're walking down the aisle where the service finished. And then he's looking at me with these eyes. You know, like if I was completely naked. He's looking at me. And then I'm like trying to see who is looking at. And then later he's looking around like this and he come to me and he says, you look so good. I wish I wasn't married. I will marry you. This is what he said. I'm sorry. I said, even if um if you were the last man on earth, I will marry you. And then he was like, ouch, that was painful. Right after that, just a few minutes later, the another one, married man, said to me the same thing while his wife was there. I was not the problem. They had a problem from the beginning. Okay. They had an issue. I wasn't even interested. First of all, I'm not interested in married men. Okay. But they had an issue within the relationship. Then I find out this man was doing this with the woman. But now, instead of taking personal responsibility, you're trying to blame somebody else for whatever's happening with your relationship. That is not fair. That is not fair. You should not be doing that because you do not know that the child that you gave birth to, which it would be a girl or a boy, will become a single parent one of these days and will be treated the same way because none of us can spit up in the air and believe that we are not going to experience being single parent. We do not know that. We do not know what tomorrow brings. So we need to be respectful to people
Mhm.
now, today, not just later when it happened to you. Okay. So I'm telling you, lots of people believe. I had a friend of mine that I was working with at a company, and she always said, I will never be a single mother. I will never, she always, and I was a single mom at that time, right? And I was a single mom. And I didn't listen to her. And the other lady that was a single mom, which was married at that time, she's like, don't listen to her. She will be a single mom, the way she's talking. So she will always talk about that. I'm going to get married and I'm not going to ever get a divorce. Okay. Couple years later, the same person that kept saying that she will never be a single mom, she became a single mom. Ladies, women, you're married, you're not married, please be careful what you say. Don't have the
Mhm.
assumption that you know what the future holds. Be it be divorced, be it because the man left you because he believe he can get something better than you. You don't know that. Whatever reason you become a single mom, be careful. Be careful. If you're a single woman, if you're a married woman, be careful with your words. Be careful with what you are doing because everything you spit up in the air, we have in Spanish, is that todo lo que escupe te cae en la cara. Everything you spit is going to fall on your face. Be careful. And that's when you get really scared and you don't get out of an abusive relationship because of all of your judgment. My job is to help you understand that You deserve freedom. And if you are in an abusive relationship and you don't want to get into an abusive, you get to be a single mom because it looks better for you to be married instead of getting punches and getting abused, then think about it again. I'm not inviting you to be a single mom. If you want, get counseling and fix your problem, but try not to be blaming someone else for what is not happening in your relationship, in your family, because that is not right.
You had to bring up that can of worm, the church.
You know it's up in the
You
church.
had to bring up that can of worms. Okay.
Because
So regardless about the church, I am not going to go into details because you give a lot of details already. All I am going to say is this. Ladies and gentlemen, not everyone that go to church is safe and saved. Not everyone, okay? In fact, they may be trying really hard, but they are not safe and they are just humans.
yeah,
And the example that you give, I love it because the ladies them in church have a way. God help us. The ladies in church have a way. Not all the churches,
no.
not all the ladies, but they have a way of keeping themselves away from the single mothers.
Mhm.
Without knowing that that single mother got up from her two jobs, got her children dressed, put on clothes when she could be sleeping, and bring them to church because it's important to her. And it's important for her that her children see her in church with them. And
Mhm.
she walk into church happy that
Mhm.
today she made it.
That's right. Amen.
And we receive them like that. Oh, there she comes. She don't have money to go every weekend and buy something new to come to church. She put on her best, her children put on her best, but we have something to say about the clothes, the shoes, the dress, how long, how short. Oh, be careful. Be careful. Let me include myself. Let us be careful
yep.
because it could happen to anybody.
Yes.
And I like what you said about that girl because that was a girl, that was not a woman. That was a girl that said, I will never
Mhm.
be a single. That was a
Yes.
girl that didn't have experience, a
Mhm.
girl that didn't have no idea that life
Mhm.
turn around and come. She was a girl.
Yes.
That is an example of a girl because a woman don't speak like that. A
That's
woman
right.
know that life throw you some punches that
Yes.
you just can't handle sometimes.
Mhm.
Some punches that knock you to your feet. But ladies, women, moms, when life knock you to the ground and you are lying flat because that punch was so hard that it knocked you out, don't get up. Stay there for a minute. Breathe. Get your strength. Rehearse what happened in your mind. Know what went wrong. And when you do all of that, start to stand up. Because when you stand up from being on the floor, you are ready for the next punch. Because life will punch you again. Life will punch you again. But anytime it punch you, you lie down flat. Don't worry that people see you on the floor.
Mhm.
Stay down.
Mhm.
Stay down. Take a minute. Get your strength. Because when you get up, you are going to tell life, come, I'm ready. Because life is that way. Today you okay and you like, I'm on top of the world. And tomorrow, so when you down, be wise.
Mhm.
Stay down. Get your strength. Get your wisdom. Learn from your mistake and stand up.
That's right.
and look at life again and say, I'm ready this time. And you're going to have some punches. It's okay.
Yes.
But when it knock you down, stay down. Learn from that one. But a woman know to stay down. A woman know that when she get up, she look on her side and she say, I got this. And you go again. Because when you on the floor, you are not the only one on the floor. Your children on the floor
Yes.
with you. They're on the ground, flat on the ground with you. So when you getting up, you're not getting up by yourself. You're getting up for your children. So when you get up, you have to stand up with your
Yes.
ready, because life is not easy. So for those married people out there that love to criticize, be careful, because life have a way of punching everybody and you don't know what behind door number 2.
That's right.
Just
Tell
be
them.
careful.
Tell them.
Stop criticizing. And if you ever criticize,
Oops.
repent. If you ever criticize, stop. You know why? Because life have a way. Life have a way, and you don't know what will happen tomorrow.
That's
It may
right.
never happen to you. Blessings. But what if it does happen to you? What if it happened to you?
Oops. That was
So
good.
I like this topic only because I wish in my days, in my years when I was a kid, people would talk about it. But nobody talk about it. Everybody talk about it behind doors. It was lonely. It was hard, because even the family members would disown you. Even the
Yes.
family members would be embarrassed because you don't have a father. Even your family members won't want you around because you didn't have a father. And somehow not having a father mean that you was just, no, it wasn't. It's just the stigma. It was
Yes.
hard, very hard. And I'm hoping that this conversation today will help many of you, many of us, treat people differently,
That's right.
because it was hard. I am telling you how hard it was. I stay home because there was nowhere we could go that we was not pointing that finger. There was no place we could go that we could play with people toys that would take away their toys, like if we was going to steal it. It
Yes.
was hard.
Yeah.
And nobody talk about it.
That's right.
Nobody talk about it.
Yeah.
Nobody. And I used to wonder, what did we do wrong?
Yeah.
We happy that we are not living with our dad. What do we do wrong? We are happy. It didn't matter. The stigma was still there. The
Yes.
abuse was still there from the people, from the neighbors. They call us names because we didn't have a father.
Yes.
And I want to tell you something else. I am married. Thank God. I'm married. Married. And my husband wasn't with us when we moved. He stayed in New York. We came to the other state. And my daughter went to school. And he didn't abandon us. He said, I am going to work and I am going to make money and then I am going to come. You know how we think sometimes. And she went to school, and one of the schoolmates, ninth grade, told her, well, if your father loved you, you will not be here without him. He abandoned you. He didn't like you. She had nightmares. Nightmares. She don't eat. She don't sleep. She don't. I said, what is going on? Dad don't love me and dad don't care about me, because if he care about me, he will be here. The things that we said to the children repeat it, and we don't know what kind of hurt we bring into that family.
That's right.
Nobody knows. Her father didn't abandon her. Her father adored her. When he came, nobody said anything else. But before he came, they give them a hard time. And they didn't understand why. It's because the world is that way. So if
Yes.
you belong to this world, watch your tongue and don't hurt other people's children. And the only way to avoid that, adults, is when you talk about other people, try to make sure your children are not around,
Yes. Yes. Good point.
because your children will do what you don't do, and you hurt other people's children.
That's right. A very good point. I like that. That was very good. I think that is a very good closing point because just leaving it right there is, yeah, that's a good point. It just everybody's responsibility. Okay. So, in closing, if you want to connect more with Sophia, she is a life coach. I will be putting the information in the bottom of this description box once we finish this talk. And I will be putting that information at the bottom. Also, if you are an expert in a particular area and you are a single mom, or you are a single dad or a man who have dated single moms, I invite you to come chat with me because I would like to get your point of view as well as to what is going on, because we all can learn from each other. And although, like I said, I am not a single mom anymore, I was a single mom twice, and that's the reason why I am very, very passionate about helping single moms value themselves, value their children, and value men. Because as I said, today is the only day that you have, so you have to choose your path. This is Sandra Graves, closing with Sophia London. And may you have an amazing, amazing day. Bye bye now.